So yeah, we're excited to hear what Mike Hamers has to say.
Good morning. I wasn't sure if I was going to be here today because of this leg injury, and so I just created this yesterday, so I haven't had a lot of time to rehearse. But I want to talk to you about branding today. There's a lot of false perceptions about what brand is. A logo is not a brand. A website is not a brand. A logo could be a memory mark that is like the symbol of what the brand stands for, like a visual shortcut. And a website is one of the important touch points, but there are many touch points. It involves every piece of direct mail you do, how you answer the phone, how you deal with customer service. There's thousands of touch points, but oftentimes the logo is the very first touch point that people see. It's like the entry point. So some definitions. Branding is the process involved in creating a unique name and image for a product in the consumer's mind through advertising campaigns with a consistent theme, plus, importantly, real-world experiences that are engaged in. And positioning. Branding aims to establish a significant and differentiated presence in the market that attracts and retains loyal customers. So brand is really a combination of stories and real-life experiences. You don't create the brand. They create the brand in their minds. Your products are possibly made in a factory, but the brands are made in the perceived perceptions and attitudes that cultivate over time. So everybody has a personality, whether you work at it or not. If you don't do anything about your brand, and it's in your online presence or your logo is lame, that's your brand. That's your brand personality. That's what you carry with you every day. So, but if you consciously work at building your brand through design and through storytelling and all your various touch points, you won't be lame.
I knew you were going there.
Okay. So the real goal of branding is to create an emotional connection within the mind of the customer or potential customer. So brands are mental, they're conceptual. It's about the promise, it's the big idea. And it's a combination of your reputation and buyers' expectations of what they're going to get. So a brand is about an emotional connection, and it's kind of like we're doing here every day. We're trying to develop that know, like, and trust. And so why are brands so important? Well, people fall in love with brands. Harley Davidson and Apple, those people tattoo these things on their body and stuff. They are so in love with them. They trust them and they develop loyalties to them. They believe in their superiority and they command a premium price. When you have a big following, you lead the market. And it makes it easier for salesmen to sell and for customers to buy. And they are important because logos are a fast and efficient way to start getting the brand in the front of people. And it's cool because you can hold it, you can touch it, you can wear it, you can animate it. You can tattoo it again on your body, like I mentioned. And we're always trying to appeal to the senses. We're human beings, and we live by our senses. And the primary one we use is sight, and because that involves colors and fonts and shapes. So much of our world is visual. We take in like 75% of our information, maybe even more, through our eyes. Then there's sound, jingles. How you think of the emotional attachments you have to music, and there are companies that have sound logos. Intel had one. Harley Davidson has its motorcycle sound actually patented. And there are other examples out there, but they use it a lot on television. Remember Intel's ding, 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 ding? Then there's smell. Did you know that the Hyatts actually, for all the Hyatts in the world, they have a particular smell, and it's on purpose, because they know that the sense of smell is the oldest part of the brain, and it retains memories differently. And they've also done studies that in places where there is a scented atmosphere, Hyatt calls it their seamless branding, that scent thing. And they also have done tests that environments that have a scent like cinnamon or floral, they actually did studies and people actually made less typos, they made less errors for some reason. And of course, there's taste. I mean, Coke is really big on taste. Taste the feeling, do the taste test. And then of course, touch. The biggest one is, the toilet paper companies use, touch. We've got the softest stuff all the time. But so how many senses do we have?
6.
What's the sixth sense?
STP.
Okay, intuition. Okay, is that all? What about a sense of humor? Sense of humor can be used in marketing. Absolutely, absolutely. It's a good way to get people attached to your product. How about a sense of fairness? What about common sense?
What's that?
What about your sense of compassion? Or your sense of adventure? Or your sense of creativity? There's a lot. You have to sometimes expand your thinking about how you do your marketing and push yourself in ways that you didn't originally imagine. Also, the idea of ROI, we always think of return on investment. We always want to get our money back, but there are other ways of thinking about ROI. There's return on innovation. There's return on involvement. How involved are you in your blog or your website, your Facebook, and interacting with clients in various ways? There's a return on that. It's not just spending, throwing money at projects. It's getting personally involved. Return on inspiration. Return on imagination. So again, open your mind. You don't want engineers or accountants driving your marketing or your brand strategy. You want somebody creative, like myself, to take those reins and work with your brand strategy. And so recently, I decided I was going to completely rebrand myself. First of all, my client base has changed so much. In the past, it was like lawnmower companies and Tecumseh engines, and now it's like laser surgical devices and a lot of our high-tech nanotechnology and science things. So it was time for me to update my logo with something more elegant and more precise. Again, I don't want to sell on speed. I want to sell on precision and innovation. And in those envelopes, that part of that folded piece that I came up with, the little origami thing, that's part of what I wanted to say is creativity and precision. And first what I did is, like with any logo design, I went and explored probably 1,000 fonts. I just explored and just wanted to see what felt right, and I finally settled on this. Then I developed my business card. I wanted something that was flashy, just something unique, something painterly, something artistic, not, my old one looks a little bit more engineering-like, but it just got old for me. I just wanted something new. I just wanted a complete new makeover. And so I experimented before I did this little folded piece, I actually saw a woman working with like 8-year-olds at some art fair. And I thought that folded thing was so cool. And I held on it for 2 years before I finally got to find the right scenario to apply it. And then my new website's 149 pages right now, and I'm not done. But it's an extreme, comprehensive online portfolio. It's broken into my eight categories of that I feel really strong in. And to try and control 149 pages on a website, I had to build myself a sitemap, and I had to decide all the things that were going to go into the page. And then I just used a notebook. I just listed each item I was going to have, but then I had tick lists. It's like, okay, I found the item, I optimized the item, I've inserted it into the page, I wrote the text, I inserted the text. I mean, there was lots of columns to do this in an organized fashion. And so, I guess that's it. So, any questions?
That was good. Very good.
Great. Yeah.
Rob?
So, should just big businesses be working on their branding, and why?
No, everybody should be working in their branding, even especially small individuals, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, because the internet has kind of leveled the playing field. Your URL is just as apt to be seen as anybody else's. Of course, then you get into the whole SEO thing. You have to keep trying to drive, that keyword research and driving yourself up. But always make sure, have your URL listed on every piece of literature you do. Hand out your business cards liberally. You have to just keep finding ways to drive people to your website.
Harley Davidson is reproducting. They have designed a all-electric motorcycle
Oh,
for their
cool.
next generation product.
Interesting.
What's the point?
Yeah, Jim?
I'm just wondering if they're gonna trademark that
And
sound.
you did a great job of rebranding yourself from, just I have a complete different impression of the kind of work that you do. Are you going to get a new tattoo of Lightspeed? Are you going to keep the old one?
Yeah, well, I have a tattoo of Jim Crowder's logo, but I can't tell you where that
That's scary.
is. Did you have a question? I thought you had your hand up.
Well, I'm still struggling with the idea of an electric Harley Davidson.
Oh.
I know Jim Leno has one with a jet engine in it.
I'm just wondering how you feel about typefaces. Do you ever create your own for a logo, or do you ever buy them?
I have bought them when I needed to, and one time I actually did design one, which actually won a national best use of typography in 2012 from American Corporate Identity for a font called Sweet Greens. I didn't like any font. Oh yeah, and so first I realized I had 4 E's to contend with. They were like 40% of the logo. So first I designed the letter E's, and then I built the rest of the characters. And I liked it so much I built the rest of the alphabet and the caps. And I've fallen down in that I could get this license by fonts.com and sell it and get residual income, but it just keeps falling off my radar. I have so many different things.
Mike, I do have a commendation. Mike's done a lot of design work for me, created my website, created my newest business card, and I've been very pleased with your work. And so the burden falls on me to do the SEO, to keep the thing up where people will see it and so forth. And for those of you that saw my previous business card, he's not referring to my face as the logo. He's referring to the new logo that he designed
Yes.
for my newest business card.
Yeah, I have testimonial also. Mike has helped not only friends and clients of mine with their branding and their logos and such, but he also designed my nonprofit's logo, Frog Pose, which is a frog, and he's standing on a lily pad, not a yoga mat, but yeah, the color and
hot yoga
the...
pants.
So, yeah, really
Jim,
impressed.
Can I clarify? You have his logo tattooed, not his face.
That's trying to be
Yes.
clear about.
Okay.
Actually, I have either.
Both?
I have
Either.
some tattoos.
Come on, keep us guessing. When you sit down with someone and they're like, I need help with branding, well, I guess it's 2 questions. One, if someone just wants help with a logo, would you do that, or does it have to be the whole thing? And secondly, how do you help with the other things besides the logo when you're trying to do branding?
A lot of times people do come to me and they will have a good idea for a logo. It's just poorly executed, so sometimes just for a couple $100,
Okay.
I'll just re-render it.
Yeah.
More often than not, though, they'll come to me and they want a new logo. They have some ideas what they like and they don't like, but they really want me to conceptualize it. They want me to come up with 6 to 8 completely unique, viable ideas that they can pick from. And but there's quite an interview process because they have to learn about what are their values, what is their competition, where do they want to go, where are they priced within their structure or their industry. I have a big 2-page questionnaire, so I try and learn about them. Same thing with a website. Almost every website I've done, they've had me do the logo first because the logo is such a cornerstone. Everything kind of comes down from there. It's where you establish your look and your colors and your fonts, your tagline, and what I would really like to get more into is offering more branding packages where I sell them a bundle of the logo and the website and a brochure and business cards, and a lot of the strategy leading up to that, and possibly talk about trade booths and other things. But I'd like to do a higher markup, higher value packages, and you can maybe go after, maybe not close to Fortune 500 companies. I'd like to go after a much bigger clientele, bigger fish.
Great. Well, that's a wonderful presentation. Thank you.